This is super random for me. I'm actually officially on. Okay. Just preparing salad for myself now. And this is... this is so random. I'm just testing out my camera. I'm using my phone at the moment. I'm using the iPhone SE. And I'm just kind of tired of sitting on ideas and trying to get everything perfectly right, and you know, watching huge amounts of content to try and get myself prepared for, well, this basically. And as much as there's not many people that are obviously going to see this as I'm streaming now, I don't think I have any subscribers on this channel, but I just want to test this video out to see what the video quality is like, the sound quality is like, just share what's going on for me this very second now, and just getting used to it as well, just getting used to this, the recording process. So yeah, this is 100% a test. What I will say though is that there's going to be a few things that are going to change after this video. Is the way that my my content's delivered, the way that my channel looks, the representation of the channel. Like, people obviously come here and understand exactly what's going on from as soon as they come to the channel. They'll have a clear idea what I'm trying to achieve. For the moment, obviously, there isn't anything there at all. There's no content. There's just playlists that I've created, random playlists, things that I want to watch again, things that might help me in the future. But as a whole, I've just decided, and yeah, I'm literally just preparing food now as I'm doing this because it's a test. So one thing I'm learning is how to I think something that's very difficult for me to deal with is time management, and focusing on one thing. As you can see, I'm doing this and then speaking to it at the same time. That's kind of what my life looks like. If you can imagine, that's what my life looks like. But at the same time, there are moments where you can do one thing while doing something at the same time. Like, for example, I could have maybe put a wash in now while I'm preparing the food. So the washing would obviously get done. And once the cycle finishes, I'll have finished cooking my food or preparing my food. And then once it's finished, I'll just hang it out. That'll be a great way to manage your time. But for me, I don't really do that. In fact, there's nothing in the washing machine right now. But it'd be nice to put something in the washing machine first, then done what I'm doing now. But just to give you an example of what I'm dealing with is that. And that's what I want to improve on. That's a small example of something that I want to make a difference in my life. And how I see these type of things, these things that we wish we can be better at, the way I see it now, whereas before I never really saw it this way. But you know, obviously when you're in it, you don't really see it until you take a step back and look carefully at what's going on. But it's just the learning, isn't it? It's just knowing where you need to strengthen, and knowing your weaknesses is just as important as knowing your strengths. And at the moment, I can't really know what my strengths are, and acknowledging my weaknesses, and then just trying to work on those. So basically, in terms of strengths, something that I developed over the years is just enjoying the creative process of things. Whether it be digital art, whether it be drawing, which I'm getting more into now, whereas when I was younger it was a lot more present in my life. Obviously, because you don't have much responsibilities then, you like something, you just do it as much as you can because you're a kid and you've got that freedom to do it as much as you want. Whereas when you're an adult, obviously there's bills involved, you have to work, you have to do this, you have to do that, you may have a girlfriend, you have to spend time with your girlfriend, you have to do this together. You just got a bit more responsibility. So what I'm trying to do is have a balance of what it was like for me as a child, being creative and enjoying that experience of being a child, and adulthood, which is obviously being a bit more responsible with your time and your intentions and your goals and reaching various milestones. You don't really have milestones when you're a kid. You know, do you know what? Gonna achieve this milestone here. Like, unless you're someone that's very clued up as a kid, like you might have a milestone. Obviously, you might be very good at singing. You might enjoy singing, and you might have a milestone. Oh no, let's say for example, an instrument. You know, some kids that are, you know, can play the piano and they're just incredible with the piano. And such a young age, but they just master the piano already. I guess for them, maybe they have this, they have some sort of milestone for themselves. But yeah, I don't remember it really feeling like that for me. Like, oh yeah, milestones. Like, it was just more like just enjoying the moment. Being fascinated by things. I was really fascinated by cartoons. Cartoons were a thing. I mean, even if I think about cartoons now, it's probably the biggest highlight of my childhood would be the cartoons. Obviously the love that I had in my family, the great connection that my family had at that time when I was growing up as well. Yeah, it's just a lot more fun then. Of course, there's a moment after you get, I think once you get to about 8 or 9, you start getting, you know, influenced by various people. I mean, there's various kids that have had a different upbringing. They start to influence your choices and your thoughts on things that you didn't really think about before until they bring it up. And then all of a sudden you've got these different concepts in your head. You've got these fears, you've got these insecurities. And I guess that's what happens to most of us. So yeah, what am I trying to achieve on this channel, man? What am I trying to achieve? So I want to share my my personal growth as a human. Just the day-to-day human things like effectiveness, intention, purpose, habit. When I say habit, I mean good habits, because we all got habits. I mean, I've got bad habits. Probably my bad habits, if I could tell you good and bad habits, I'll probably have more to say about the bad habits, because they're easier to do. They're just far more easier to this video, boy, man's blowing his nose in that as well. Blowing my nose on the cast. Yeah, so where was I? So personal growth, that's something that's very important to me at the moment. There's just things that I know that are getting in the way of me achieving the things that I feel are possible, that may not have felt possible before, and they feel a lot more possible now. My face is drying it. I just remembered I didn't cream my face. Yep, getting all of mic right now. Crispy face as well. So yeah, personal growth, that's something that I know is going to be something I really want to focus on a lot more now. I think a lot of my focus at the moment, I wouldn't even say focus, but I'll just say a lot of the distractions that are coming up in my life at the moment is on YouTube. A lot of the content that I'm watching, after I've watched it, a lot of the time is just like, okay, that was it. I've watched it now and didn't really gain much from that information, but I've got information. So like, for example, you might see a reaction to a celebrity's reaction to something, and it's like a clickbait type video where you're enticed to click on it, and you click on it, and then you get your you get to see what the reaction was for that that particular thing. Like for example, Kanye West. I mean, I think I've watched a fair amount of videos that have to do with people reacting to Kanye West's interview on TMZ, and I'm scared to look at all the videos that I've watched and accumulate how much time I spent watching those videos and what have they actually achieved to my life now. Like actually official, like concrete, is going to be an investment to my life. So, I mean, some of them may actually be an investment. Like there was some people saying very good points about where his space was when he was saying it, how TMZ only showed a certain clip that made it seem a bit bigger than it was, and you know, you get all the different perspectives. And I'm watching other people who are just saying that he's mentally ill and he's not the same and he's done now, his career's over, and I'm watching all of that stuff, but it's not really nourishing my life. Like it's not making me a better artist, it's not making me a better human being. It's not like, oh yeah, do you know what, now I feel like a better human being now. Whereas if I watched a video from Wayne Dyer, Will Smith, definitely Will Smith, one of them being a big one, Tim Ferriss, people like this, like, you know, people who Gary V, like people like that, obviously their content is relatable to an entrepreneurial perspective. Like they want you to grow as an entrepreneur. All their content is driven to help you grow as a person. So when you watch a lot of the videos, even Mel Robbins, another one, like I watch their videos and it's a mixture. I'm getting a mixture of that content and the other content I just mentioned, more to do with just gossip, or more to do with other people's opinions on something, or to do with opinions on another human being, or to do with controversy. There's like these two worlds that I'm kind of, one's a distraction and one's more of a focus, so to speak. And I'm just trying to manage the two worlds basically, because it's not like I want to just completely discard that other side, but I just find myself not scheduling it. It's just kind of like, let me just pick up my phone and watch that video that is clickbait, and that's 10 minutes of my life gone now. Great, so what do I do now? Let me click on this one. Oh shit, you look around, it's 1 hour gone, and you know that there was things that you wanted to do in that day. Like, you know, you wanted to maybe schedule your post on Instagram, or you know that you wanted to lay out your plans for the week, or maybe you know you wanted to do exercise, but you spent that time, instead of doing those things that are going to nourish your life, watching something that is just, it's just, I'm bored, so let me just watch that. And I'm just trying to manage the way that I consume this content that I'm consuming. So yeah, I don't know if that's relatable to you, man. If it is relatable to you, and then this channel is going to be more based on that. It's going to be based on how to be effective as an artist. I dabble in web design, graphic design, and not looking at the camera, am I? Web design, graphic design, kind of UX design, I could say as well, maybe. Instagram is quite is one of the main platforms I use, so I'll be probably doing a lot more things around that. So like layouts, the story layouts, the apps that I use to help me to design whatever it is that I'm sharing. So if I'm sharing a story and there's a certain layout that's done for the story, what app am I using? I kind of want to touch on that. I want to touch on Photoshop. What am I learning in Photoshop that's making a difference to my artwork? What things do I like? Tutorials, skills. Yeah, I think just basically from, I just want to be in a place of giving valuable, as much as just trying to help me grow as a human being myself and a creative myself. I want to also have people who are in a similar situation, who can be inspired to do the things that are holding them back. I have my things that are holding me back, and I'm dealing with them on a day-to-day. But I want to be able to be a source of inspiration for people who have a similar, maybe not the exact same, but a similar type of distraction in their life, and give them advice, man. Direct them in the right directions. Like, what am I using? I'm using that. What brushes am I using? I'm using that. How did I find this? I found this because, you know, this is a lot of things that are going to make a difference to my life, and I want to share them. Basically, long story short, I want to share the tools that are going to help make a difference to my life on this journey. And I'm coming into this journey, and I know what the goal is, and I know what the intentions are, but I have no idea how it's going to unfold. I have no idea the impact it's going to have. It could even just be just one person following me, like just for the whole year, just one person, and it's okay. As long as that one person is making a difference to their life with the information I'm giving, fantastic, man, it's great. But I'll be lying if I said that I'm going to be doing this video for one person, because that won't be the point of that. Really won't be the point. Ultimately, in a way, I am doing this for one person. This one person is me, because it's my life, right? But there's, at the same time, being able to affect and impact someone else at the same time. And I just hope that notification thing that's just come up on my phone has not come up on the screen here. But if it has, then it has. Furthermore, don't think anyone's watching. Yeah, no one's watching officially. 0. Do you know why? Because I am not an influencer yet. Yes. But in a way, I am. I'm just not on social media. Man, this is so interesting, man. I'm actually recording this. I'm gonna post it officially. Fucking posting this one. Posting it. Because they need to know where I come from. The starts. The beginning stage. The early parts of the career, blood. I'm not gonna lie. I just want people to see this video. And then what I've done in a year. And just refer back to this video and just see where I was at. The bottom, yeah? Okay, I'm gonna tell you a few more things here. So just recently, I've come out of debt. When I say debt, what I really mean is basically I made some choices financially that were not workable. So say for example, you buy things, you don't need them, but you buy them. And you constantly just buying things that you feel are gonna make you happier, and then you buy them and you're like, oh yes, I've got this thing, feel great now. Then a week later, it's like you don't really appreciate that thing. Let's just say for example, even trainers, like for example, like you might buy a pair of trainers and they look very clean, fresh, you're so happy for the purchase, you love them, and then if you go back, you fast forward to a year later and you look at the state of the trainers and just what they've gone through. They're stained, you need another pair. That's kind of the analogy I want to use for this, because like there's a lot of purchases that I've made in my life, and a lot of them, they've not really been driven for the long term. They've not been a long term investment. It's been like, I've got paid and I've got this much money. So this much money is what I can spend on whatever I would like to spend it on. And what I'm going to spend it on are things that are itching me to pay for. So I might see something and I might say, that looks really nice. Now, if I buy that thing, I'm broke until the end of the month. But it's really nice. And I know that if I have that, I'm going to feel happy. I purchased the thing, I'm happy, but then I'm broke for the rest of the month. That was kind of like my most of my my life decision wise. Guys, I'm gonna get used to doing this, looking for, like, I'm not gonna lie, yeah, I watched a video. There's this guy, he's done a video for I think he's been doing videos for 3 years now. I think his journey is 3 years long in terms of the starting a YouTube video, and he inspired me to do this video actually, funny enough. Forgot his name, I think it's Anthony something. I'll put the information in the description if I can. But basically this guy, he's got a channel called Breaking the Twitch. And in his video, his first video, I watched it, and he's looking like this. So I guess he's looking at the person that's recording him, and his way of sharing his channel in that beginning stage, I remember just thinking like, this guy just thought, you know, let's just do this thing now, worry about all the details later, I just need to share what I got to share. So he shares his journey, he shares why he's doing the channel, etc. I look at his latest video, and it's like it's not the same person. I'm just looking at the guy, and I'm thinking, that's not the same guy. He's looking directly into the camera. He just looks well groomed. He just looks like a different person, very confident. And you can see by him just changing his habits and changing his lifestyle, what it's done from that first video to now. And for me, that inspired me so much. So like what you're seeing now is Mike on his journey of sharing himself. And this is where I'm at the moment. But what I expect in the next few years, next 5 years, is to look at the video that I'm doing now in 5 years' time and see a massive difference between me in this video and me in the future looking at this video. So I want my future self to really see the difference. And I'm not saying that I want to change, like as in I want to switch it. Ooh, shizzle.